Have you ever sensed that some people don't just dislike you, they secretly plot your downfall? They don't confront you openly or argue fairly. Instead, they sow doubt and wait for the perfect moment to strike. Behind the scenes, they work tirelessly to see you fail. But here's the truth. The moment you stop falling into their traps, their power over you begins to crumble. These aren't just haters, they're like a smoldering fire, ready to ignite and consume everything in their path. That moment might start with just a faint wisp of smoke, barely noticeable. But when you spot the flames, they've already devoured everything in their path. Picture a vulture circling high above, not attacking directly, but patiently waiting for your collapse. That's how they operate, not with bold attacks, but with calculated destruction. While they scheme, you have a choice: fall into their trap or rise above their game. And when you refuse to play, their frustration begins to surface. When you stop engaging in their game, their carefully laid plans unravel. So how do you spot these people before they cause real harm, without fear, without paranoia, without second-guessing yourself? Stay with this video until the end, because the final insight will shift your perspective entirely. Let's dive in. First, they spread lies to tarnish your reputation. Let's explore one of their cruelest tactics, a deliberate campaign to smear your name. These aren't harmless rumors or casual gossip. This is a calculated attack. They don't just resent you quietly, they want others to turn against you. They twist the truth, exaggerate your flaws, and paint a distorted picture of who you are. Their goal isn't just to hurt your reputation, but to isolate you, weaken your influence, and ensure others overlook your true worth. They know that once doubt creeps into others' minds about your character, you'll face an uphill battle to regain trust. That's their aim, to leave you feeling powerless, alone, and constantly on guard. This is where Stoic wisdom shines. As Heraclitus said, "Character is destiny." Guard your character fiercely, no matter how many lies they spread. Your true self will prevail if you stay steadfast and true to your principles. Let me tell you about a man I know. Call him Daniel. He was a respected leader at work, diligent, built strong relationships, and earned his position through integrity. But one day, a jealous colleague started spreading false stories about him, rumors that Daniel only succeeded because of favoritism, not real talent. At first, Daniel wanted to fight back, to confront every lie and clear his name. But then he realized something profound. The best defense isn't battling liars head-on, it's living as the person his supporters know him to be. Over time, the truth came to light. Those who mattered saw through the lies, and the colleague who tried to ruin Daniel's reputation ended up losing trust and credibility. Lies may sting for a moment, but character endures forever. So how do you handle those who spread falsehoods about you? First, stay calm. Emotional reactions only give them more ammunition to twist. Second, let your actions speak louder than their words. Keep being yourself, and the truth will surface. Third, don't get drawn into their game. Defend yourself when necessary. But don't waste energy convincing those who've already chosen to misunderstand you. In the end, a reputation built over years can't be undone by a few false stories. Stay true to your character, and their lies will collapse under the weight of truth. Second, they manipulate your emotions. Let's uncover one of their sneakiest tactics. They don't just dislike you, they aim to control and break you by toying with your feelings. Unlike open hostility, this manipulation is subtle, calculated to unravel you from within. They don't attack outright, but wield guilt, fear, and shame to chip away at your confidence, making you question your own reality. At first, you might not notice its manipulation. They might pretend to care, saying things like, "I'm just worried about you," or "You're not yourself lately," or make you feel guilty for things you shouldn't apologize for, like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." Over time, these subtle emotional games erode your self-worth, making you doubt yourself, your choices, and your feelings. That's their goal, to make you seek their approval, depend on their validation, and slowly lose control. The moment you start seeking their validation to ease your doubts, they've already won. You're trapped in a cycle where they create insecurity, then act like they're the only ones who can fix it. This is where Stoic wisdom steps in. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." This means the power lies in refusing to let them control your emotions. The less you let their words sway you, the more you reclaim your strength. Their influence only holds if you give it permission. The less sway they have over your mind. Let me share a story. A man I know, call him Ryan, had a friend who constantly played with his emotions. Whenever Ryan made a choice that didn't align with this person's wishes, they'd guilt-trip him, saying things like, "Wow, I guess I'm not important to you anymore." Or when Ryan focused on his own goals, they'd say, "You've changed. You're not the person I knew." At first, Ryan felt guilty, questioning if he was selfish. But then Ryan woke up to the truth. This so-called friend only had an issue when Ryan prioritized himself. So how do you counter those who manipulate your emotions? First, spot the pattern. If someone repeatedly makes you feel guilty, afraid, or ashamed for your choices, that's manipulation. Next, stop seeking their approval. Your life doesn't need their permission. Finally, master your emotions. The less you react, the weaker their grip becomes. Manipulation only works if you let others steer your feelings. The moment you take back control of your mind, their game falls apart. Stay resilient, trust yourself, and never let anyone define your worth. If you're finding this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more insights like these. Next up, they provoke you to ruin your image. Let's dive into one of the sneakiest and most dangerous tactics of those who don't just dislike you, they want to destroy you. They deliberately push your buttons, hoping you'll react emotionally and look unstable or irrational. This isn't random. It's a carefully set trap. They want you to lose control, to lash out, because that's when they win. It starts subtly: passive-aggressive jabs, small provocations, or public humiliations designed to rattle you. You try to ignore them, but they keep poking at your weaknesses, waiting for you to crack. When you finally snap, they pounce, painting you as the troublemaker. They step back, play innocent, and act like the victim. The truth is, this isn't about conflict, it's about control. They don't care about arguing. They want to shape how others see you. They aim to make you look unstable, unreasonable, or even dangerous. The more you react, the more power they have over your image. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." The most powerful response to provocation is self-mastery. When someone tries to ignite your emotions, the greatest strength is denying them what they want. Your silence, your calm, your refusal to engage. That's how you truly defeat them. Let me tell you about Sarah, a woman I know. Her colleague constantly belittled her, dismissing her ideas in meetings and even stealing her credit. For weeks, Sarah endured it. But the tension built. Finally, Sarah snapped, calling him out in front of the team, her voice louder than usual. Instantly, her colleague played the victim, calmly saying, "Wow, Sarah, I don't know why you're so aggressive." The room went silent, and no one recalled his provocations, only her outburst. But Sarah learned, instead of reacting, she started observing. Each time he tried to provoke her, she stayed perfectly calm. And you know what he unraveled? Unable to twist the narrative without her reaction, people began to see his true nature, a manipulator exposed. So, how do you handle provocateurs? First, recognize the trap. If someone's pushing for a reaction, that's your cue to step back. Next, master your emotions. They can't control your reputation if you stay composed. Finally, let your actions speak louder than their words. By refusing to stoop to their level, you render their schemes powerless. Your reputation isn't built in a moment of anger, but through steady consistency. When someone tries to provoke you, remember, silence is stronger than their words, and self-control is more powerful than their manipulation. Next, they pretend to be your friend, to gather information. Let's talk about one of the most deceptive tactics of those who don't just dislike you, they're plotting against you. They act like allies to infiltrate your world, not out of care, but to exploit your vulnerabilities. At first, they seem genuinely invested in your life, asking about your goals, struggles, and what matters most to you. They listen just enough to earn your trust. But their real aim isn't connection, it's ammunition. They don't want to support you, they want to weaponize your words against you, twisting them, sharing your weaknesses, or striking when you're most exposed. This is where Stoic wisdom shines. Epictetus said, "Do not reveal all of yourself to everyone, for not all have good intentions." This means not every smile is an ally, not every listener cares, and not every question deserves an answer. Let me tell you about Rachel, a woman I know. She had a colleague who always seemed like her biggest supporter. He'd ask about her career dreams, workplace frustrations, even her personal life. Rachel thought he was just being kind. But then she overheard him twisting her words to their boss, painting her in a negative light. He wasn't a friend, he was a spy in disguise. So how do you handle these deceivers? First, guard your trust carefully. Not everyone who listens is sincere. Second, test their intentions by sharing minor, unimportant details and watching how they react. If they gossip or distort what you said, you've got your answer. Finally, keep your true thoughts private. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Those who truly support you won't need to pry into your secrets. If someone's overly curious about your life but shares nothing about theirs, that's a red flag. Protect your words, your plans, and above all, yourself. If this resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up to help others find it. And subscribe for more wisdom like this. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll respond for sure. Next, they try to isolate you from your supporters. Let's unpack one of the most sinister tactics of those who don't just dislike you. They want to dismantle your world. They work to separate you from those who have your back. This isn't random. It's a calculated strategy. They don't just want to hurt you. They want to cut you off from anyone who might defend, uplift, or remind you of your worth. It starts subtly. They plant doubts about you with small comments like, "I don't know. Something seems off about them lately." Or they twist situations to make you seem untrustworthy or disloyal. They craft false narratives, whisper half-truths behind your back. And their strategy works slowly but surely. You'll notice people pulling away, acting distant, or looking at you with suspicion. Their goal isn't just to damage your reputation, it's to leave you without allies. When you're alone, without support, you're easier to manipulate, weaken, or break. They know isolation makes you vulnerable, and that's exactly what they want. Here, Stoic wisdom comes to your aid. Seneca said, "Associate only with those who make you better. Your strength lies in the company you keep." The right people will see through the schemes and stand by you. Those who don't will fall for the lies and drift away. Either way, you'll discover who truly has your back. Let me share a story about a woman named Emily. Emily was thriving in her career, with solid colleagues and a tight-knit group of friends, but a toxic co-worker began spreading rumors about her. It started small. "Emily's been acting strange, don't you think? Or I heard she's been talking behind your back." Slowly, people grew distant, giving her wary looks, and she felt the chill of isolation. But Emily stood firm, refusing to beg for approval, and focused on those who knew her true character. Over time, the truth prevailed. Instead of crumbling, Emily stayed grounded, refusing to seek explanations or plead for acceptance. She leaned on those who truly understood her, and in time, the truth came to light. The manipulator's lies fell apart, and those who valued Emily returned. True relationships can't be broken by rumors. So how do you handle someone trying to isolate you? First, stay alert and recognize when someone's working against you. Let's confront one of the most insidious tactics of those who don't just resent you, they want to see you fail completely. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your abilities and worth. It might start subtly, disguised as advice or constructive criticism, but over time, you notice a pattern every step forward you take. They try to pull you back too. Their goal isn't to help you grow, it's to weaken your resolve, to make you hesitate and doubt yourself. They want you to second-guess your choices, hesitate before every decision. Because the moment you lose faith in yourself, they've gained control and won. Here, Stoic wisdom helps. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." This means their words and actions only have power if you let them. If someone tries to erode your confidence, their words don't define your ability, your response does. Let me tell you about Jake, a man I know who launched his own business. He was full of drive and ready to take risks, but a friend kept sowing doubt. "Are you sure you're ready for this, or most businesses fail?" You know, at first, Jake brushed it off, but those words started creeping into his thoughts, making him question every move. Each decision brought questions. Am I good enough? What if I fail? Those doubts weren't natural, they were planted, exactly as his friend intended. But Jake chose a different path. Instead of letting doubt take over, he reminded himself that his confidence wasn't something others could steal unless he allowed it. He rejected their negativity, trusted himself, and pushed forward despite their attempts to undermine him, his business thrived, and that friend suddenly silent. So, how do you counter those who try to shake your confidence first? Recognize the pattern. If someone's words make you doubt yourself more than they inspire, it's not support, it's sabotage. Second, trust yourself, your skills, your path, and your potential aren't defined by their opinions. Finally, tune out their noise. Don't seek validation from those who don't want you to succeed. Your confidence is your strongest shield. Confidence is your greatest shield. If someone tries to break it, it's because they see your strength and fear what you can achieve. Stand firm. Trust your path. And don't let their doubts become yours. If you've made it this far, leave a comment to say thanks and give this video a like if it resonated. Your support helps me keep creating content like this. They won't stop until they see you broken. Let's face the darkest form of hostility, when someone doesn't just want you to struggle, they want you utterly defeated. This isn't petty jealousy or small grudges. Their ultimate goal isn't just to dislike you, it's to destroy you. They don't want you to succeed, to share their space, or to exist as you are. They want you beaten, irrelevant, or gone entirely. It might start with petty competition belittling you, spreading rumors, or slowing your progress. But over time, you see it's deeper. Every move they make is calculated. They celebrate your setbacks, twist the truth, and aim to exhaust you mentally. If they can't control you, they'll ruin your reputation. If they can't ruin your reputation, they'll try to wear you down until you give up. In truth, they don't just want you to lose, they want you to surrender, to see you drained, defeated, and doubting yourself. To them, your strength is a threat, your resilience a problem, and their only victory comes when you give in. This is where Stoic wisdom shines. Seneca said, "True strength is enduring hardship without losing virtue. Your greatest power is refusing to break, standing tall no matter how hard they try to tear you down. Your greatest weapon is refusing to fall. They may spread rumors, isolate you, or push you to your limits. But if you stay resilient and hold your ground, they lose." Let me tell you about Daniel, a man targeted by a jealous former colleague. This person spread rumors, sabotaged opportunities, and turned others against him. At times, Daniel felt like giving up, but he remembered strength isn't in fighting back, it's in persevering. He stayed focused, refused to let their actions define him, and in the end, his enemy's credibility crumbled. So, how do you face someone who won't stop at anything? First, don't play their game. They thrive on your emotional reactions. Second, stay on your path. The more energy you give them, the stronger they get. Finally, endure without surrendering. Your resilience is your statement. Their only victory comes if you fall. Don't give them that satisfaction. Stay strong and watch them unravel. If this resonated, hit like and subscribe for more insights.